There are a lot of farming operations that are allowed in China, including tiger farming. Some of the largest tiger farms exist in China. In total, there are over 6,000 tigers in the various farms versus fewer than 30 tigers in the wild.
What are the tigers being farmed or bred for? Specifically, what's going to happen to those tigers?
Supposedly, when China allowed these tiger farms to be set up, they were set up basically with the cover to say, with the excuse to say these tigers are bred for releasing them into the wild. But what actually happened, that these tigers are speed bred. They are bred, so the breeding strategy for these tigers on the farms is very different from breeding strategy for wild tigers. In the wild, in order to preserve diversity, you know, the genetic diversity, you wouldn't breed so frequently.
Right.
But on the farms, in order to produce the maximum number of tigers, they breed them very quickly. The tiger, after a female breed, you know, within 3 months, that cub is taken away from the mother, so the female tiger will get into breeding again. So what happens is the diversity it got very messy and compromised. And the tigers are not only breeding within, you know, just with other tigers, these farms also breed tigers with lions. So what happens is, you know, these monster ligers that has no use ever in conservation. And the tigers on the farms, bred on the farms, can never be released into the wild.
And I would surmise that the conditions they're kept on in the farm are not ideal conditions for a tiger.
No, they're not. And also a lot of the tigers are starved, and in order for them to engage in shows, by shows I mean they would sell tourists prey, tiger prey. So tourists can buy a chicken, buy a cow,
mercy.
Release into the enclosure for the tiger to pounce onto the prey. And in the wild, a tiger would hunt individually by itself.
Yes.
But in these farms, you can see a group of tiger, 20, 30 tiger pouncing on one cow or chasing one chicken. So these are, many of the farms also are wildlife parks, safari parks. So what they do is they chain tigers to the floor and pose pictures with tourists. So these tigers live a very miserable life on the farm, and then when they die or when they are killed, these farms are also selling the tiger parts in wine. And in the name of traditional medicine, one of the laws that China had passed, it wasn't a law, but it was a state council, China's highest level of government body, in 1993, responding to international pressure to protect tigers. And tigers are already listed in CITES, the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species, on Appendix 1. So international trade is banned. So in 1993, China's State Council issued a notice banning tiger bone and rhino horn use in traditional Chinese medicine. And after that ban, the government actually started a lot of education campaigns within the TCM medicine community to urge them not to use tiger bone and rhino horn in medicine. So what had happened is official TCM community have moved away from using tiger bone in medicine. But these tiger farms, they are basically, they use tiger bone to produce a type of wine, and then they call it for medicinal use.
Boy.
And
Sure.
then they are using people's, you know, in a lot of older people's in their mind,
Yeah.
tiger bone has, you know, medicinal powers, and so they are prying on those type of people and they who treasure tiger bone in medicine and who still want to use it.
This excerpt is brought to you by the Massachusetts School of Law, the leader of reform in legal education and a leader in multimedia education for the public. To view the full interview and for a full listing of MSL's programs, log on to mslaw.edu.